Hi, my name is Tamara. I'm with mindbodynow.com and namasteonlinetoday.com. And I am going to do a 30-minute workout that's going to include some cardio, some body weight exercises, and we'll do this all with yoga familiar moves. So all you need here is a yoga mat, and start standing at the front of the mat, and we'll just begin to move our arms up on the inhale and exhale to let them come down. Knees are soft, we're just moving the arms up. Exhale them down. Continuing this movement. Up. And now as the knees soften, we swan dive and reverse swan dive up. So we're just reaching up, swan diving down, allowing the knees to soften, especially on the way down and on the way up. The knees bend a little bit deeper each time, and we'll begin to transition into chair pose. Arms rise up by the ears, swan dive down. Rolling up to chair pose, and swan dive down. So the knees are soft, the arms rise up by the ears, and swan dive down. Chair. And we'll stay here in the forward fold and just kind of let our head go left to right a little bit. If your fingertips don't come to the ground, you can certainly have the hands on the shins. Good. And rise up. Arms lift and hands come to heart. So now stepping the right foot back into a warrior one. Our feet are hip distance apart, and let the arms rise up. And then as we exhale, they sweep back to airplane and we lean in. So arms rise, torso lifts. Airplane arms, lean in. Up. In. And then the arms sweep forward, the right knee lifts up, and the right foot comes down, and our arms are by our sides in mountain pose. So lifting the arms up again, and down, up, and down. And then we'll prepare to come into warrior one on the other side. Left knee rises, left leg stretches back, feet are hip distance apart. And we'll allow the arms to lift up. And then as we lean in, the arms circle back, and we'll allow them to rise from below. Up. Down. So we're just making big circles with the arms to lift up, sweep back, coming up from below. So you want to be looking down the tip of the nose at a non-moving focal point to help you with the balance. And then letting the left knee lift up. The left foot comes down next to the right. Arms rise up. Soften the knees and fold. So we'll allow the right foot to come back now and the right knee to come down. And we're in the kneeling lunge pose. So from here, we'll just rock the hips back, this half splits pose. And then place the left foot down, letting the knee arrive over ankle again. So going back and forth a few times. And then we'll allow that left knee to come back to meet the right. Hips come back toward the heels, extended child's pose. And rock your weight from your left hand to the right hand. Left hip to right hip. And then we'll bring the right foot forward and take the shape of kneeling lunge again. And as we're ready, we let the hips go back and the right leg straightens, fold in, and then back to the kneeling lunge. So moving between these two poses on the right side. Always we inhale through the nose, and it's your choice if you want to exhale out an open mouth. One more time. And let the right knee come back to meet the left, and we let the hips go back to extended child's pose. And then we draw forward, let the hips lower. This is a kneeling lunge, a kneeling plank, and hips back to heels. So just hinging forward and back. Allow the elbows to bend now, so we're adding the kneeling push-up. Hips back to heels. And back. When we come forward for that push-up, we want to make sure elbows are pointing back, our ribs are brushing against the arms, and we're keeping the shoulders above or at max in line with the elbow creases. 2 more times. Last one. Good. Okay, so hips come back to heels into extended child's pose, and we'll walk our hands over to the right side, leaning to the left. A little bit of a break while we stretch the left side of the body, side bend. Take the hands through center and walk them over to the left, lean a little bit to the right, side bend. Feeling this in the right side body. And to center. So let's bring the right foot forward, so we take the shape here of a kneeling lunge, and then tuck the left toes and bring the left knee up. Good. Bring the hands to the waist, so this is going to feel a little bit like balance. Let the left heel sink a little bit. Looking down the tip of the nose, we're going to let the left knee lower down to hover, or it can land, that's up to you. And then just squeeze it up. Back leg straightens. Lower. Lift. You want to keep that right knee tracking over the right ankle. So we're moving between the kneeling lunge and the high-low lunge and awakening that left thigh. One more time. And then we let the left knee come down. Let the hips go back to half splits pose. And we can either keep our hands on the ground, or if you want a little challenge here, reach the arms back like airplane wings. Good. Fingers down, place the right foot down. Bring the right knee back to meet the left, hips back to heels, extended child's pose. Rolling forward through all fours, kneeling plank, kneeling chaturanga, and lower all the way. Lifting a low cobra. Lower, roll over the knees, extended child's pose. Forward, lowering, lift. low cobra, lower, and bringing it back to heel. So this is the modified half series, middle part of a sun salutation, and an excellent warm-up for the spine. And back. Rising from extended child's, lowering kneeling chaturanga, rising into low cobra, let it go. Roll over the knees, extended child. 2 more times through. Lower, lift, release, roll back. Last one coming. Forward, lower, lift, release, and roll back. So now let's bring the left foot to the front of the mat and take the shape of kneeling lunge pose. Tuck the right toes and squeeze the right knee up. Bringing the hands to the hips and then allow the torso to rise so that we're centered between the hips. Look down the tip of the nose at a non-moving focal point and begin lowering the right knee down to a hover or to land. And then squeeze it up. Continue. Two more times with the right knee lowering and lift. Last one. Good. And bring that right knee down. Bring the left hip back. So we're bringing the top of the right foot down, finding the shape of half splits pose. Fingertips can be on the ground for support, or the arms can hover. This time I'll try bringing arms by the ears. You could be at airplane if that was better. By the ears is going to call on more muscles in the back. And then bring the hands down, bring the left foot down, and then we'll bring the left knee back. Extend the hands forward, tuck the toes, and rise up to downward facing dog. And begin pedaling the heels. Let the heels lower and then lift. We're on tiptoes. And then they lower and lift. And from here, let the heels lift. We come forward to plank. The knees tap down. And on tucked toes, we let the hips go back. Lean in and rise, downward dog. Plank, knees down, hips back to heels. So continue this movement a few times, rising up. Come forward, knees tap down, hips back. Toes remain tucked the whole time. And then tap the feet down, let the hips come back to heels, and allow the hands to come onto the thighs. So we're here in Thunderbolt posture. Just taking a moment to check in with your breathing. Let the head turn left and right, left, right, and one more each side. Okay, so coming now to the long edge of the mat, we're going to come into Gait Pose. So allow your left leg to extend out to the side, and we've aligned our right hip over the knee. You could draw a line from the left foot to the knee. Let the arms lift up by the ears, lower the shoulders, bring the navel in. And we're just going to sway. Imagine you're holding a large beach ball overhead, and we're tipping it to the left and to the right. Maintaining the balance, seeing if you could tip a little further each time. And then eventually letting the right hand land under the shoulder. And we'll let the left arm sweep toward the back leg. And as that left arm rises up overhead, the left leg lifts. The arm keeps rotating, the foot comes down. We'll do this a few times. Lifting, lower. Holding it up here now. Left arm is over ear. We're pushing through the left heel. Good. And then we're going to bend the left knee toward the left elbow. And then extend it out. Bend, bringing elbow toward knee, and extend it out. Two more. Last one. Bring the foot down, coming back to Gait Pose. I'm just going to let our arms sweep left to right for twist. Keep the arms open broad. Come to center, let the arms lift up, and the hands come to heart, and that left knee will come back in. Allow the right leg to extend out, and we'll have the same series of poses on the other side. Arms rise up by the ears. Shoulders lower. Lean out to the right and to the left. And we want to imagine we're holding a beach ball in between the hands so that our arms are active. And then we'll let the left hand land under the left shoulder. We're in kneeling side plank, and allow the right arm to sweep toward the back leg. Circling down, and when the arm rises by the ear, the right leg lifts and then lowers. Lift, lower, continue. Next time the right arm comes up, we're holding and push through the right heel. Kneeling side plank with a leg lift. And then bring the right leg down, lifting off the left hand, arms come up, hands to heart as the right knee comes back in. So turning around to face the front of the mat now. Tuck the toes and find plank pose. So we want to lift the belly, feel the rounding in the upper back, and then look forward. And now we're going to bring the right knee forward and extend the right leg back. Left knee forward and the leg back. Going side to side, the whole body's in plank and just one knee comes forward and then the leg extends back. Last one. Downward facing dog. Let the knees come down. And come back to sit on the heels. Let the head turn left and right. Left and right. Hands go forward, tuck the toes, and lift up to downward facing dog. And we'll bring the right knee toward the right elbow, and the right leg rises all the way up. Exhale forward, inhale back. Two more. Downward dog, and the knees come down, sitting on the heels. Take a moment, turn the head left and right, left and right. Bring the hands forward, tuck the toes, and lift downward facing dog. And the left knee comes toward the left elbow and the left leg to the sky. One more after this. Downward dog, and the knees come down, and we're sitting on the heels. So from here, let the arms float up. See if you can interlace your hands behind you and roll the shoulders back. And then we lean in, letting the head touch down and the arms to rise. Lower down, lift the chest. We'll come in 2 more times like that. Rock in, lift. So we're going in and out of rabbit. You want to be very gentle on the top of the head. Don't put a lot of weight in there. And then sit off to the side and bring your legs forward so that we take the shape of staff pose. And we'll bring the right foot into the left inner thigh, so now it's head to knee pose. Slide the hands forward. Allow the left hand to take hold of whatever's available. Pinky edge of the foot, maybe the leg. And we're lifting the right arm up into the back space and then up, rotating forward and down. Right arm up into the back space, and the left hand comes to the right thigh, and now it's twist. Let the head look over the left shoulder, push through the left heel. Look over the right shoulder. Windmill the hands forward to frame the left leg, and let the left hand sweep toward the back hip. And walk the fingers back, so we're folding in Hands are walking away from each other and we look back. Rise up. Let the right heel extend forward, bringing the left foot into the right inner thigh for the same set on the other side. So starting in head to knee pose with the lower body, walking the hands forward, feeling the stretch in the lower back and on the back of the leg. You can keep your right hand on the ground or bring it up onto the foot or the leg and let the left arm rise. Torso twist as the left hand touches down behind. Bringing that left arm up, torso twist, and we lower in. Lifting the left arm up again, torso twist, and we'll allow that left hand to stay behind us. Bring the hand in close to the spine. Right hand goes to the left thigh. Seated twist. Look over the left shoulder to start. And then turn the gaze over the right shoulder. Looking over the left shoulder again. And then windmilling the hands forward to frame the right leg. And let the right hand sweep back so it's at a diagonal or even behind the right hip. And walk the fingers away from each other. You'll feel this in the back as you fold in and look back toward your right hand. And come up. All right. Letting the left leg go forward. Rotate the ankles. Bring your heel, your hands down just behind the hips. Bend the knees, lifting up into reverse tabletop. So you want to engage the belly. Lift. Lower the hips through. They can land or hover. We'll do just a couple where you lift up, either touch down or let the hips come back. And one more time, up and back. Hips lower down. And then bring the hips forward. Lay down on your back. Bring the feet together, knees are pointing up, palms go down. Let both knees just drop over to the right side as the head goes left. And then through center, and the knees drop left as the head rolls right. To center. Let the feet be as wide as the mat. Knees are still facing up. Both knees drop out to the right as the head rolls left. And then the knees rise and drop over to the other side. Knees lift, we'll bring the feet back together. The knees will drop over to the right as we circle ourselves back up to seated. Hands are on the knees and we'll circle through the hips. Inhale at center, coming around. One more in this direction. And then take it the other way. And then as we come to center into stillness, bring our hands together into prayer gesture and lift that prayer so that the thumbs can touch right here at the third eye space. It's low in the forehead, just above but between the eyebrows. Just take a moment here, feeling calm and energized after 30 minutes of cardio and body weight strength and stretch exercises. In the yoga context. So I hope you enjoyed this full body workout, just 30 minutes. My name again is Tamara Ronkin. My website is mindbodynow.com and also namasteonlinetoday.com. And I look forward to seeing you again, either on YouTube for a free video or in one of my live stream yoga classes or live stream workshops. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.